Hello everyone, my name is Marion, and I'm once again joined by my good friend Lynn.
Hello, hello.
And today, and what, and welcome back to another episode of Reading Reddit Stories. Like I said in all the previous episodes, every intro we can only record the intro once. I've made that rule already a rule, so yeah. Anyways, today is another episode of reading a r/slash best of Redditor updates post, if you will, aka just one very very long story. And today's story is very much a doozy, and honestly, from what little I've read of it, is quite sad, actually. Yeah, once again, Lynn pretty much goes into these completely blind. She pretty much has no idea what this story's about. I told her a little bit of some of the trigger warnings, and she was like, oh, okay, so, yeah.
Relatable.
Yes.
I said that a bit too chipper, didn't I?
Yeah, I was gonna say, that was so chipper of you. Like, yes, it's totally relatable.
Relatable.
Relatable, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I guess let's just get into it. There's no point in stalling, I suppose. So yeah, this Reddit post, well, I guess this entirety, every single, this is like a shit ton of different updates, you know, but like the entirety of like, okay, so this entire like saga, if you will, of Reddit posts has been titled, "My mom asked me to watch my siblings for a week. It's been 9 weeks."
Oh.
Yeah. This first post was from February 21st of 2024. So, yeah, let's get to it. "My mom went out 2 days before Christmas and then texted me 12 hours later saying she would be gone for a week and for me to have the kids. She hasn't come back since. So, almost 9 weeks. I have heard from her 3 times in total, and she says she isn't coming back anytime soon. She just keeps sending money. My siblings are 16, 13, 12, 9, and 7. I'm 19. I'm surviving looking after the kids by myself, and to be honest, not much has changed because I did most of it when my mom was here anyway. We live with our nan, but she doesn't help with them really either, and my older siblings are long moved out. I guess my question is my mom being gone a serious issue legally and with social services? I don't want to risk the kids going into care. Been there, done that when I was younger, so I haven't told anyone that she's gone. I'm scared of what will happen if people find out, so I don't even want to ask the questions in real life." This first post was originally posted to r/advice. That was the first post.
That is a very risky move, especially depending on where you are and how the care so that CPS works where you are at.
Yeah.
Every area, whether it's the United States or not, you need to keep your eye on social services and do a lot of research of what may happen before you risk like that or move like that. Because in some cases, you're getting the money, you have a roof over your head. If it's nothing new to you and you can handle it, then I'd suggest invest in a therapist, because that seems like what you and maybe a couple of other members of your family need right now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if the service you get down there is good, and they don't just shove your siblings into a home of random choice, then maybe it might be worth it.
I have no idea where to stand just yet. Like, I've only read a little bit of this story, but I actually never read the entire thing, so I'm also kind of going in blind along with you. And so I would say, like, I definitely kind of see that side of the coin of where it's like, if it seems like as if like that is the best bet, then maybe go with that. But at the same time, it's knowing foster care, that's probably like the worst probably choice.
It is.
Yeah.
In most cases it is, but there are the rare occasions that you can actually have a good foster system.
Yeah.
But that's rare. Slim to none, basically. But yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be like a better choice to be sticking with this. But at the same time, it's like, I think we still need more, like, obviously, like, this is a horrible situation for the OP to be going through, but I want to know more of like the context of what exactly happened, because knowing that I suppose like knowing the fact that like her, like, I guess their mom just upped and left, and then it only just keeps sending money. There's obviously something going on over there as well. And the fact that she even says like, oh, or I should actually check what and the fact that they even say that they were pretty much the caregiver for everyone, even when the mom was there, shows like tells me that there's much more going on here as well.
Yeah, I'd say right now at least, just fake it till you make it.
Yeah. And there's even someone. The fact that one of the kids is as young as 7 is terrifying too.
Yeah. At least they have someone to care for them, and at least there's some kind of money coming in,
Yeah,
and at least they have a roof over their heads.
that's true, but also just the pressure knowing that it's all on top of like a 19-year-old. Because when I was 19, like I wouldn't be able to handle something like this, to be honest.
Yeah.
So there are some comments, some relevant comments, if you will. Um, a commenter asked if OP's Nan can provide assistance on getting guardianship on the younger siblings to be in a stable position so no one doesn't have to be in foster care or split up. OP, thanks. I don't know, I guess all I know is I really don't want them going into care. The system where we live is shit. I just don't want them to go through that. I don't feel like my life prospects are great anyway. I don't want to send them into care so I can maybe have a bit of a better life, because I doubt I would anyway, and I think the guilt would torture me more than just sticking it out with them. Maybe if I didn't already do everything for them before my mom had left, then things would be much worse. But I have taken care of them for years already, and I don't think I can abandon them. My Nan might agree to that. For now, she just says my mom will be back soon. She refuses to help with the kids generally because she's been there, done that, or whatever she says. She's too old. It's kind of a bitch move, but okay.
That's petty.
Yeah, it's very petty.
And as far as the foster system, that answers that.
Yeah, like there's no way. And the fact that they even say like I don't like the fact that like they're talking about themselves like, yeah, I don't really have much to aspire for anyways, because I think that's you shouldn't be putting yourself.
You're 19.
Yeah.
You're just hitting your real active years. Because come on now, when we are in our teens, we are still figuring a whole lot of shit out. There are hormones hitting us like there is no tomorrow. And it's hard. It's hard enough on our bodies, but what makes it worse is our environment.
Yeah. I would say.
And right now, it's clear that they are not in a well environment.
Yeah. I would say that like I don't even think 19 is really when you start, to be honest, but
Your brain is still, your body may not be grown, but your brain is still developing at 19. Studies have shown, well, the studies I've seen anyway, have shown that your brain doesn't actually stop developing until 23 to 24.
mm-hmm.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. It's God. Another commenter has said, you need to report your mother for abandoning her kids, but at the same time, tell them you will look after them. Your mom needs to learn that she can't do this to her kids and needs to be brought up on child abandonment charges. The OP responded, I would do that if it was guaranteed I could keep them, but I don't know if that's even possible, or at all likely, with so many of them, and we aren't rich. Maybe 1 or 2 kids would say okay, but 5 just seems unlikely they would let me keep them. Which, that's very true.
Yeah. I would, again, try to get some sort of leverage. See if your grandmother will help you and maybe them as her own or something. But have some sort of plan.
But the fact that she's like so like I've been there, done that, just makes me go like, bitch. It's like this is petty. It's a 19-year-old
really
kid.
Petty.
Like what the fuck is when I was 19, like I could barely do shit, and now like
the thing is, again, I don't mean most of the older generations are particularly the ones that grew up rough and then managed to make it out to have a wealthy retirement. They can be assholes.
Yeah.
And they stick it out with, oh, well, I want grandchildren, but I'm not going to actually help you take care of them.
Yeah, it's something I've seen even in my own family where my I guess other brother, I'll call him, his grandmother wanted nothing to do with him until he finally became an adult, because it's like, well, all the job was pretty much done, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say it's definitely a risk to report the mom for abandoning your kids, because like then it's like there's a possibility that the kids will end up getting taken away. So
Yeah, it's also a situation with the legal system. Same situation with foster, including the legal system, because some legal systems, they are fantastic where I'm at. The legal system takes absolute priority in minors, and you can be 19 or 18, they still take priority in you.
mm-hmm.
Situation is that some places don't prioritize minor safety.
Yeah.
And if you're in one of those places, then yes, you are at risk for best case scenario, they ignore you. Worst case scenario, they do what you're afraid of.
Yeah. Um so another commenter asked, is there any other trusted adult in your family, aunt, uncle, cousin, something? Maybe they can come help you keep your family together? OP then responded, we have some aunts and uncles, but none we are close to or seem like they care. I could try that route, I guess. My older siblings are most likely to give a shit, and even they aren't being very helpful. Um, Damn, that sucks. Another commenter says, why do you think your life prospects aren't good? You're 19. You have your whole life ahead of you. This is really unfair of your mom to put on you. I totally get not wanting your siblings to go through the system, but you need to think about setting yourself up to be in a position where you can take care of them if that's your goal. The youngest is 7. You're looking at a long road of caregiving if you go into this route, and you need to be able to support yourself and them if that's your goal. OP then
Yep.
responded, I didn't do great in school. We don't have much money, live in a shitty area. I can tick most of the boxes for things that set you back in life. I work now and make a decent wage, but I just can't imagine being able to enjoy that if I abandoned my family. I have thought about it a lot, and I used to wish that I could go and live my own life, but reality is I would have no one and nothing to live for. That's fucked. I don't like that ending sentence.
Uh, you need to go into all types of therapy, bud. Trauma, for your basic mental health. Because
Yeah.
this is not a good mindset. The mindset you have on this, life sucks. Yeah, that's kind of the point here in the world we live in now.
Mm-hmm.
But the way you view it is the way it's going to be painted for you.
Yeah.
If you go into this gloom and doom, that's what it's going to look like for the rest of your life. If you go in this with a flicker of hope, looking forward to every other day, trying to think of how you can make this nice for yourself and your siblings. Because there are people dependent on you. And if you go into this with the mindset you have now, you are more likely to fail those people.
Yeah, it's like I've been through that. Like I've been through that mindset before, obviously. Not obviously. Well, I guess it's obvious with the way I am. But um it's just like having this mind like if having this mindset now, being in the responsibility that you are, is very much a dangerous thing at this point. And so it's like, yeah, I would want them very, like, yeah, I know you suggested therapy, and I would love for them to go to therapy, but like it seems like as if I have no idea if they have enough money for it either, which is another thing that's a big trouble for a lot of people, for those who need therapy, because therapy can
Look,
also be rather expensive.
the best thing I can say is look more into your state, because there are some states where if you are a minor, there are some things you can sign up for and they will pay for it.
The thing is that they're also
It's
19.
Yes, but that's the thing. Where I'm at, there are programs that can be paid for by the state,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be a thing in other areas. And if not, God, just fake it till you can make it.
Yeah.
Fake it until some of your older siblings can get a job and you can all pitch in. Because here's the thing, it's not, oh, I have to take care of them, it's my duty. It's you guys need to take care of each other.
Yeah, that's
God, this is going to be fucking hard later on down the line if you all just go at each other's throats.
it's definitely something where, like, even like reading into the lines, I thought, like, the fact that they even said, like, yeah, like, I have siblings who are here and they don't seem to care whatsoever either, and I'm just like, but they should, like when it comes down to it, unfortunately, like, it shouldn't just have to be you. Like, it shouldn't just have to be you that's stepping up to try to take care of everybody, you know.
And then another thing is you're a role model for your younger siblings.
Yeah.
At this point, if you're the one that's been taking care of them for the most part, you are now the role model.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not, because here's how it works. It's not instantly when a child comes into this world that instantly it's mom, dad are the only role models. It's the people around those people
Yeah.
that build this person. Now, they have to build themselves. That's the whole point of teenhood. It's you're literally just putting your pieces together. But for childhood, it is the people you grow up around that build you to be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
The negative and the good.
Yeah. Another person commented, "Where the fuck did she go? Is she in trouble? On drugs? Even if she comes back, this sounds super shady, and maybe she shouldn't be caring for them. You need to call someone." OP then responded, "She's done it before. Usually goes to the same city, but I have no idea what she does and when she's there. She tells everyone she's looking for her dad, but that's bullshit. Far as I know, she doesn't do drugs, but she has had issues with alcohol. She's shit in the mom department, but she doesn't care for them even when she is here. I do." Then it seems like as if this is all. It feels like as if this situation is pretty much the same exact. It would be the same exact situation even if the mom was here. It seems like this is just a really shitty mom.
And this has happened before, they say.
Yeah. Another person commented, "File emergency guardianship. You're an adult, so I don't see the law removing them if under your legal care. Not sure. Where are your older siblings? Do they know what's going on?" OP then responded, "They moved out at 18 and we very rarely see them. I have told them that she's gone, but they don't think it's a big deal as she has done it before. Why does it feel like as if everybody around them just does not care? It's terrifying."
Been there.
Commenter asks OP if her mother has some type of benefits that might be helpful for the children, and if their father is in the picture or not, and if OP knows what liabilities she has with her siblings. OP then responds with, "I don't have a POA or know how I can even get that. I assume it comes with legal guardianship. I think she does, but I don't really know the details or how much. She goes through phases of talking about that stuff, but she also lies a lot. She claims she gets nothing from the government, but she also claims that she got thousands of dollars from our dad, which is impossible because he is the definition of a train wreck, and I don't know when he has even had a job. As in, if they got hurt in my care, we don't have access to that kind of thing as far as I know. We live in a small rural town with minimal access to a lot of services like that. I'm trying to find out, but not having much luck. I can make a 4K to 5K a month depending on what shifts I'm able to do. Lately, I can only work 30 hours a week when the kids are in school, so I can't earn as much, but my mom has sent money and my nan covers most bills, so I don't have a huge amount of expenses. Food for 5 kids is a lot, but I'm doing okay so far and can save a small amount. Food/clothes should be fine. I mainly worry about birthdays and other big expenses like that, but that's why I'm trying to save as much as possible for those times. No idea where my dad is. We haven't seen or heard from him for around 5 years. There were some serious abuse allegations from my older siblings, and he hasn't been since. Before that, he would come and go. The age gaps between the siblings are the times he disappeared. He would vanish for sometimes years, then reappear, and they'd have a couple more kids. I want to keep them here with us, so really just need advice on how to go about that. Letting them go into care would kill me, so it's not really the advice I'm looking for, but I do understand why everyone is saying that." Fuck.
God, that makes the situation worse because she knows she's going to be getting back with that dad and having another damn kid.
I know. And it's like, it's very clear the mom just never gave a shit. But like, it seems like as if they're doing relatively fine financially speaking, because if she says
like
they're getting by, which is the most that you can say, I suppose.
That's the most thing. Coming from a background where you start off with literally just a card table for your dining room table, yeah. I've seen both sides of the coin whenever it comes down to financial situations. God damn it, Blue, why did you have to jump off the bed?
I think that, I mean, this episode needs a little bit of lightheartedness, at least a little bit. So, welcome, Blue, onto the show. How are you doing?
He's giving me the side eye.
It's like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
I'll send you a picture of him later so you can put it up.
All right.
Hey, buddy. Yep. He's looking for a spot. As I was saying, I've seen both sides of the coin physically. I've been there where you have barely enough to pay for groceries, and I've been there where you can actually sit back and actually take a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And these days, I can safely say groceries are very expensive, especially for such a big family.
Yeah.
Like, between my mom and I, going to, say, Giant Eagle, the bill will go up to $250
Mm-hmm.
to $450.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Now, there are cheaper places like Aldi's, Dollar Tree, best stuff, but stuff you live off of.
Mm-hmm.
And that will rack it up to, for just me and my mother again, I'd say $150 for Aldi's and around about $100 from the Dollar Tree if we were to go back to that financial situation.
Yeah.
So it's more or less a matter of time before they have to start picking through their nest egg to get the groceries, to get the basic house appliances, toilet paper, paper towels, that stuff.
Yeah. Fuck.
Because they can't live off grandma's retirement forever. They can't live off the money the mom gets from the state and her father and their father. Because let's be real here, she is getting money from the fucking state for all the kids she has.
Yeah.
She is getting some kind of money from the father, even if it's just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Or she is doing some very fucking weird shit in the background.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing you can do is stay away from her, because you're going to be exposing those kids to whatever she's doing, whether it's them watching her do bad things to her body constantly, or whether it's people coming to try to find her.
Yeah. So we have an update, and this is just over 8 days later, February 29th of 2024. So let's get to it. I spoke to my mom on the phone and told her that I want her to give me custody of the kids since she is refusing to come back or say when she will come back, and that I'm done with her bullshit. We argued for like an hour, but in the end she said she would do it after I told her I was going to call the police on her. Before speaking to her, I spoke to a lawyer, and I should be able to get legal guardianship through a parenting order, which will go through court. My 22-year-old brother said that he will move home and help me under the condition that my mom doesn't move back and he refuses to be around her. His income and input will help a lot, and he seems serious about wanting to be involved with parenting and taking care of the kids, especially our little brother, as he needs a male role model badly. If we can't get custody, then my nan should be able to do. Either my mom is very unlikely to keep custody unless she suddenly decides she gives a shit. I would bet my life that she will never give a flying fuck.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't bet my life, but yeah.
You would bet... I wouldn't say blue. I feel like you would probably be more upset to bet blue.
As an artist, I'd bet my right hand.
Okay. You're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my dominant. Literally, it's like having a tailed balance on. I cannot do checks with my left hand.
Just like your hand's getting tired from like stirring the pot of like soup, so you go into the other hand, all of a sudden all the soup just goes flying in the air.
Literally. I've tried picking up glasses. Okay, give context. Oh god, this is an awful thing to sidetrack with. To give context, I have a genetic disorder that affects my joints, so randomly they will spasm and randomly they will just go limp. I have literally picked glasses up and they've fallen from my hand like a damn cartoon breaking. It's not funny. So yes, I'm primarily right-handed. My life depends on my right hand, including the potato I saw on fire that one time.
One of these days we're going to have to tell that story, but I don't think it's going to be today because today's a little too depressing.
Yeah. Honestly, quick, yeah, next thing we do should probably be r/cooking fuck-ups.
If that exists, then sure, we'll do that.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt that that's a subreddit.
I kind of wish that I didn't use that other thumbnail then for that today I fucked up, so...
Oh, trust me, you can come up with much worse for me.
Actually, wait, can you send me the photo of the burnt potato so I can use it as a thumbnail?
Oh, fuck, do I still have it? I sent it to you somewhere in messages. I'll go through and look for it.
Alright, yeah, we'll do that later. Anyways, so back to the story. Getting legal custody is the outcome I want, so I'm relieved that it seems like it's a real possibility. Now I'm just trying to do a total overhaul of everything with the kids because I think they need a lot more structure, discipline, rules, routine than what they've had until now. I have realized that I don't really know anything about good parenting, so I have a lot to learn. Maybe I will get some books. Until now, our house has been more like a house share with everyone doing what they want and running around feral rather than anyone really guiding the kids. I grew up even more
Yeah, that's
feral.
not good.
Yeah. I grew up even more feral, and I don't think it's a good way to be raised. So I'm
No.
starting a bath and bedtime routine for the youngest two and a curfew for the teenagers. Because right now the 12-year-old goes off on his skateboard and will just show up again at like 10 p.m. on a school night. That's not good.
That's not, especially for her age. And you said you were in a not so great neighborhood,
Yeah,
or their age.
that's pretty dangerous.
That is awful. And also, setting up these curfews is great because as children don't just learn from school and their parents, they learn from the. I can safely say I've never had cooking ed. I've learned by watching my brother, and I've learned by trying it myself.
Hmm. How did that go?
As, God damn it, Marion. But as far as that, you can learn a lot by yourself by the chores you're given.
Hmm.
Is it good? Not all the time. In this situation, absolutely, because at this point you are all learning how to live on your own, which is sad.
Yeah.
As for the male role model, the way I view it, it's not that important, but at the same time, it would be good to have a male role model that does not absolutely fuck up and leave
Yeah,
for everyone in this case scenario.
at this point, we also need a good female role model, which I suppose she's going to have to be it because the mom is obviously not. Well, she's not even really a mom from what it seems. She's just kind of.
And the fucking grandmother's doing jack shit.
Yeah, she's like, I've already dealt with this before. It's like, okay, well, fuck you too, buddy.
But I'm happy to hear that even if she's faking it right now, she is doing the alternative and making it.
Yeah. I've also been giving them much better food than they usually have, and it's been rough to get them to eat healthy, but we've made so much progress already. Any advice on instilling rules would be welcome, as I don't think it will be easy, and I've never had any kind of actual parental role model in my life. So there are two relevant comments here before we get to the next update. This one says, in another post you mentioned your dad. Where is he? He should step up. OP responded, he disappeared 5 years ago after my older siblings started talking openly about how he abused them. We haven't seen or heard from him since. He used to vanish for years at a time and then come back when he was bored or whatever, and my mom would try to keep him around with new babies, but I don't think he will be back again. Commenter asked if it was possible for OP and her non to get her siblings into therapy. Thank you so much. We can't afford therapy and don't have any access to it where we live. Even if we had the money, I'm pretty sure it would be a 3-hour road trip to the nearest one. X5 would be impossible. As in five, especially 5 people going into therapy.
Yeah, I hear that. I was hoping that there'd be some sort of, because depending on whether you are disabled in any way, whether it's mentally, physically, whatever it is, or even whether you're in a really tight situation, there are some states that have benefits to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of as I was saying earlier, I was hoping that they lived in a state where that was possible.
Yeah, but it seems like as if they just don't have too many. Even, first of all, they don't really have the money, but also, and the thing is that this is actually taking place in the UK, so there is no states.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, so it's a whole other ball game.
God damn it.
So yeah, it's a whole other ball game.
You know what? In this situation right now, the situation they're in, I feel like it may be worse if they were in America.
Probably.
God, at least they're not in Florida.
That's okay. Yeah, that's true. It could be worse.
It could be much, much worse.
I will definitely try to make sure to give them choices and listen to them as much as possible. I already approach things differently with them as their personalities are so different. Some need me to be a lot more authoritative to even have a chance of them taking me seriously. One cries if she suspects I'm mad at her. It's a lot to learn, but I'm willing to give it everything I've got and hope that hope that it will be enough.
And that was great.
Yes, that's really, really good. And that's the end of that update, but I wanted to just...
I'm wondering what kind of chores he's given them, or what tasks, how he's building the house, since he's basically firmly taken over the role of the mother.
Yeah.
Because I would say it's hard to it's hard to enforce those rules at first, especially if you live in a household where it went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that everyone's taking it well.
Yeah. Um. So, and also another thing is the fact that the brother is moving back in to come and help too. That's also a really big thing too that I really am very much happy about. The fact that someone else is actually coming in to also help with OP is also
Yeah.
just a very big thing, because like doing all
Yeah.
this by, first of all, being 19 and doing this all by yourself is already a fucking lot, but
Oh,
knowing
absolutely.
that there's someone out there who's both older and also has more support to give is also a very big thing. So
Absolutely, especially in the family that they have right now. And I do, I am kind of pissed off at the brother for the actions he took, being afraid that his mom would come back.
mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest here, that's basically what was happening. He was either afraid mom would come back and you'd have to deal with her, or he was just being petty
I think it
by
was
not
I think it was just he
doing
didn't
it.
want the mom to come back.
I can understand to an extent, but you have to realize 5 laws taken at this point.
Yeah, but it seems like the mom's probably not going to be coming back, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. It seems like the mom's gone herself into too much shit
Yeah.
that she just can't come back from. But I have no doubt that they're probably going to have another baby show up on the doorstep.
It's going to be like the beginning of Yoshi's Island 2, where
Oh
it's
my
like Mario and
God.
Luigi show up on the doorstep and it's like, wait a minute, this isn't our kids. What the hell?
Jeez.
So we have an editor's note here for this next update. The OP has actually appeared in the Best of Redditor Updates subreddit after it was posted and has received permission for her to share her comment. So, yeah. So this comment is actually coming straight from the Best of Redditor Updates subreddit, which is very rare when it comes to stuff like this. Usually it's just a compilement of just like from different subreddits of which this person has posted, like the same story, if you will. So, yeah. So this comes from OP. Thank you so much for all the helpful comments here and messages offering help and advice. I will reply to them all when I can. Right now, I'm putting all my energy into the new routine and trying to sort out legal guardianship so we can get money for the kids, etc. Everything else is a problem for later on when we are more settled. My older brother came up last weekend, and to be honest, it was nice but weird because the younger kids don't even remember him, and they pretty much clung to me for the entire time because having a man in the house is strange for them. That makes me really sad.
It's sad, but also very understandable.
I
I
mean,
don't know
yeah.
if that's coming from a fucked up standpoint or what, but it's understandable.
Yeah. But after he left, they said that they missed him and that they liked having him here. That is a very good thing. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
He's been sorting his shit out this week and coming back tomorrow with all his stuff, and we'll be working remote from our house. Me and him have spoken a lot, and I think we will be able to get on the same page with the kids and make it work. I'm worried about some things with parenting differences, but we will figure it out. I'm trying not to seem controlling, but it's hard to adjust to someone else being very involved when I have been looking after them by myself. I know I need him, though. My nan was actively trying to undermine me, and we had an argument. Then my brother got here and he had an argument with her in the first half hour. So she has gone to my aunt's for a while. She is still paying the bills here, but if she stops, we will be okay with my brother's money and mine.
That's good.
My brother wants to take the kids and move house, but I am not even thinking about that until everything else is sorted out. Now that things are
Yeah.
actually, yeah, that's honestly, I think we
That
should more figure things out
I
first.
think I think priority here is getting custody of those kids, having the routine set up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard to move with that routine, but that's building.
Mm-hmm. Now that things are actually changing, our older sisters are more interested and have been messaging me, so they might help as well. You see, with the older sisters, I'm a little bit more like, okay, buddy, now that shit's starting to get sorted out, now you want to come in. Okay, but
But again, same thing with the brother. The mother's out of the picture.
yeah, and also it's like at this point, they just need as much help as they can get, so,
Yeah, and if it's a guarantee that their family will not be there, aka father and mother, I don't really know why I'm using the term family since that's a meaningless term at this point.
yeah, family.
Fuck bloodlines, but as long as they're sticking through it, yes, it was a shitty thing of them to all leave. They're all adults. They could have actually chipped in at some point.
Yeah.
But again, this is an area where morals and basic human decency is brought up way different than here.
I suppose so, but I mean, we are technically still in the West, kind of.
Yeah.
The kids are not taking the new routine too well, but we are making progress, so I'm trying to stick with it. I made a meal plan and I've stuck to that all week. My 9-year-old sister told me that she likes rules, which makes it feel worth it. That's
Yeah.
that's a first I've heard from a kid.
You wouldn't have liked me as a kid then, because let me tell you something, rules is what keeps everyone sane.
I mean, it makes sense because, like, as a kid, I remember like when people would disobey the rules, I'd get really pissed. So you know what, maybe you're right.
Yeah. In general, for me too, it gave me a sense of security.
That's true. The teenagers are kind of a nightmare, but I'm trying to persevere with. Honestly, yeah, the teenagers are going to be the worst to deal with. Um,
They're
13.
going to be a nightmare until they hit 17 and even 19.
I would say like around 18 or so, because even at the age of 17 I was still like a piece of shit. I've just to cut off for a second, to the viewers out there, I once have said before that if Lynn had met me in high school, she would have hated me and I would have hated her probably.
Let's be real here. You would have hated me. I would have just been confused.
I guess that's true, but like, yeah, I would have been a horrible person to you, which, ugh, God. And for those of you in high school right now, I'm telling you now, like, it's been many years since I've been in high school, and looking back on it, I don't really think about it too much anymore, but like when I look back on high school, all I can think was, damn, I was kind of a piece of shit low key. Like, I thought, man, I thought like everyone else around me was too, which I mean, some of them were pretty terrible people, but I was not much better. So, yeah.
The best advice I personally also could give those of you who are teenagers watching this video, or somewhere between tween and teen. This sounds cheesy as hell, and I always thought it was so corny when my mom would say it. Life is not a race, and not even a journey. It's just a walk in the park that you need to enjoy while you can.
Yeah.
Enjoy your teenhood, because that's the time, for some of you at least, that you don't have to pay for shit. You don't have to worry too terribly much, even if you're in a somewhat bad situation. And you have to think there are others out there that aren't in that good of a situation, that can't do that. So if you can, just please enjoy it. And if you have a friend that can't, take them with you.
Yeah. That's very true. But besides all that, the 13-year-old was being horrific, and I lost my shit, which made her have an emotional breakdown, and now she's been a lot better. Jesus Christ. 12-year-old has taken it okay-ish. He just tells me I'm a loser all the time, and I ask for his skateboard back a million times a day, but I know he knows where it is, so he's being pretty good considering he could just take it back if he really wanted. 16-year-old is hell. 7-year-old has like 3 tantrums a day and won't eat or sleep, so she stresses me out probably the most. My mom hasn't even called anymore, but is complying with giving us custody and told her friend it's the best thing that's ever happened to her. Ooh, wow.
Well, congratulations, Bits. Go enjoy your nasty little life.
Fucking asshole. Anyways, I CBA with her, don't know what that means, and if she tries to come back, I will do everything I can to keep her away from the kids. Rightfully so. But, yeah, that's... Damn. I'm hoping...
That is a very fucking low blow.
Yeah, I'm hoping things are gonna get better for the rest of everything, because it seems like as if there is slow improvements here and there with the kids, which I'm really happy about.
The 7-year-old, that's to be expected. As for the eating problem, keep an eye on that, because that could be, again, as someone with an eating disorder, stomach problems, that can evolve into something worse.
Yeah.
And as for everything else, they're all either preteens or teens in general, and quite frankly, sometimes you need to yell at someone to get something across.
Yeah, unfortunately. So we have an update. This one came from March 14th of 2024. So, yeah, let's do it. Hi, not sure if doing multiple updates is okay, but I have gotten a lot of messages since the Best of Redditor Updates posts, and I think it will be easier to update people who are interested like this, as replying to all of it is hard. Thanks to advice here, we have realized that getting kinship is a better choice for us financially than getting legal guardianship. What is kinship?
I don't know. I've only ever heard of full custody and guardians. Maybe that's a different thing down there, or maybe that never came up with our situations.
Kinship is when children and youth live with relatives such as aunts, uncles, grandparents, siblings, extended family. So basically, like, it's pretty much kind of the same thing, I guess, a little bit, but just a little bit
Okay.
differently. Um, is a better choice for us financially than getting legal guardianship. This wasn't mentioned to us by the lawyer or the social services, so I'm grateful for everyone here, as we will have much less financial stress on kinship, and we'll be able to get access to a lot more services for the kids. Things are already
That is
seeming. Hmm?
okay. That is what. Okay, so that's basically what I've been saying over here for a hot second. That is from what I'm getting at, that is literally what I've been saying they should do, because up here at least, when you get custody of a child, you get benefits for that.
Hmm.
Now, the sucky thing is up here, a lot of people have children, get those benefits just to use them and neglect their children.
Yeah.
But in most cases, luckily enough, those cases, they get the proper resources, whether it's healthcare, food, EBT, which is a food stamps, basically,
Hmm.
and anything else, whether it's also schooling for special needs kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm picking up here is that's literally what they have right now, and that is absolutely great for the family they have, because
Absolutely.
that also possibly means that they can get into therapy
Yeah. That
with
hope I.
benefits and stuff.
I mean, I guess they theoretically could, but they have said that, like, obviously, like, still kind of hours away. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's still hours away. It's still money you have to pay for gas or whatever, but it's still worth it in the end, even if it's like once a month.
Yeah. Um, Things are already seeming so much less scary. My brother has come home to help me and is working remotely for his same job, which is ideal. He has been amazing at making it all happen so fast and packing up his life to move back. He is still back and forth at the moment, but should be here full time, besides a few days a month where he has to be there in person. Our oldest sister said she will send some money every month to help us, but doesn't want to be involved other than that. Wow, okay. I understand why and am
In a
very
way,
grateful. Hmm?
fair enough, I guess.
I
As long as he's
guess.
doing something to pitch in.
I suppose, but still kind of a little
It could
like,
be worse. Could be worse.
I mean, you could still like come over every once in a while to be like, "Hey, how are things going?" But all right.
Some
Um,
people don't handle children well, and maybe she's one of them.
I guess. I understand why and am very grateful she is helping. Honestly, it hurts a bit that she refuses to talk about the kids or anything, but she is doing what she can to handle right now, I guess. Our other sister is working FIFO right now and has suggested coming back on her weeks off to help out, but I'm not sure if that will actually happen or work well in reality. My brother doesn't get along with her very well and says he doesn't think living with her again will work. The kids are still struggling with the new rules, and we've had some issues. 16-year old hates me, so my brother is taking over with her because I am bored of fighting with her. The others are doing better, but still so difficult. 7-year-old won't sleep, which is the hardest thing right now because then I can't sleep and I'm tired as fuck. She has meltdowns when she's tired, and she's always tired now, so she's always having meltdowns. I don't know what to do with her. Everything I tried to make her sleep doesn't work at that well. She says she doesn't know why she can't slash won't, like, quotations, won't sleep, so I don't know where to even start. My brother tried to get her to bed, and she just cried and screamed for me. 12-year-old is listening to our brother, which is the best thing to ever happen because I was really worried about handling him since he never listens to me. 13 and 9-year-old are easier and are not stressing me out too much. So we're kind of divide and conquer right now. My brother handles two, and I handle the other three. I have found out I am very protective of the younger ones and find it very difficult to let my brother discipline them, so it causes less problems between us if I deal with them. Still, early days, and hoping consistency will fix a lot of the smaller issues. Long term, we want to rent somewhere bigger, as our non's house is very cramped and making things harder. This is long and messy. Sorry, just wanted to update everyone who has asked and thank everyone again for the advice. And there are some relevant
That's
comments, but let's start commentary. Yeah.
that's really good to hear from them. I again think it would be best to build up that schedule. As for the 7-year-old, I think they could be having a growth spurt.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a big thing happen with them right now. And they suck, but after a month or so, that should go back to normal.
Hopefully.
As for the moving situation, again, I'd try to get them used to the situation at hand. Sister and brother, if your brother can't handle the sister, don't even have her come over. Just have her help with money or maybe, I don't know, babysitting.
Yeah, because it's just gonna create
Is
conflict.
not worth. you guys are finally at a point where you have the building blocks and you just need to figure out how to set them up where they won't fall over. She would not help the situation unless it's to maybe babysit a kid, maybe drive them to school or wherever. Just don't have her come into the picture if the brother can't handle her.
Yeah. So we do have some comments here. Glad to hear your brother is helping out, especially with the teenage siblings. It's hard for them to see you as an authority figure, unfortunately, as you're not that much older, and it shouldn't be on you to deal with this. Having two people be a united front for them will be hugely helpful in establishing boundaries. It sounds like the 7-year-old might be dealing with anxiety. Kids are not great at identifying their own emotions. She's running from sleep because she doesn't feel safe to lie down and drop her guard. Strongly recommend getting them checked by the GP if you can, mentioning the trauma background. I know it's hard to find bulk billing GPs at the moment, though. Divide and conquer is the right strategy, as is consistency, as you mentioned. I would strongly recommend communicating the current home situation to the kids' schools. They may be able to hook you guys up with more social services, and if nothing else, will be helpful for teachers to be aware of the situation and dealing with their behavioral issues. But I am a teacher, so that's my bias.
I forgot the school systems. Some school systems actually do have great A, benefits, or B, tips of where you can like go for therapy, medical, or in general just other things that would help you out in this situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like, the divide and conquer is the right strategy, as consistency is key, as they had mentioned,
Yeah.
As
Like
for,
in this situation, sorry.
I was going to say, as for like the 7-year-old, I have a feeling that they're probably either dealing with anxiety or, like something else is going on, of which that they do need to get into the deeper issues with.
I I didn't think of trauma before, but now that they bring it up, that is a real possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks for a kid because they can't hold it in like some people can.
Yeah.
And for a child, the most terrifying thing I can think of is not being able to let your guard down because you're afraid so and so might happen.
Yeah.
Maybe, I know this is iffy in some areas. Maybe have a family bed in that case for the child to sleep with you, because maybe if they feel like that someone's watching over them, that might help them let their guard down enough for them to sleep if it's not a growth spurt.
Yeah.
And that'd be a great way to figure out if it is a growth spurt or not, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know.
Yeah, and the fact that they were because they obviously weren't sleeping even with the OP, but the fact that like the brother like trying to put her to sleep, like she cried even more and asked for OP, makes me think that like there's probably a sense of trauma going on here, and there is a sense of like uneasement and feelings of not being safe, going on, if you will.
Yeah. It might be easier for you personally to put the child to bed since the child's bonded with you at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird to say, but children are a lot like geese, baby ducks, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
where they kind of bond with the first person they see, or in this case, the first person that actually cares enough about them and takes care of them like a good figure should.
Yeah.
And now that you're taking a step up and actually trying to make this a proper family, not just some railroad. What was it called again? It was like the railway kids or train cart kids. It was about a bunch of kids that were abandoned, orphaned, and they made a home out of a abandoned train cart.
I don't remember.
They go steal bread from bakeries and stuff. And instead of having that situation, now you've actually put your foot down. You're acting more like a leader than someone who's trying frantically to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
And that gives the kid a chance to look at you more as a parent than a sibling or someone just trying to keep pieces together. So you yourself may give that kid more sanctuary than you know.
Yeah. The response from OP says, Yeah, I think him being a bit older and the fact that they haven't seen him for years has made him automatically more of an authority figure to the teenagers. The younger ones are a bit unsure of him still, and I think they will adjust to him better if he isn't being the strict one straight off. It's hard to find the balance with the different approaches for each kid, but 16-year-old went to a party last night and was texting me arguing about the preset pickup time we gave her. So my brother went to get her, and she actually got in the car. If I had gone, she would have 100% told me to fuck off. Yeah, she refuses to lay down and she just hates her bed. Only way I can get her to sleep is by laying in the bed with her until I'm sure she's in deep sleep. And after
As I,
and that's after hours of her physically fighting me and crying, etc. Yeah, there's definitely something going on there.
there is trauma, and you are that kid's safe spot. I think the idea you want now is to narrow that trauma down and try to make her feel as safe as possible. I'm not sure about therapy for a kid that young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because my past with therapists, but
I think it's mostly probably the past part that I think.
most likely. But in some places, therapists for children that young, it's a risky situation.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get them to GP is a huge struggle time-wise and money-wise. We'll get them in ASAP, but probably won't be that soon. And don't have a car big enough for everyone, so would have to go in separate trips as well. The teachers are aware of the situation. They know my mom is a piece of shit, and I have been doing parents night, etc. for the kids for literal years. I told them she is away and I'm going for custody.
Mm-hmm.
So at least it seems like the school knows.
Yeah.
And she's reiterated like the whole situation when it comes to that. Another commenter said 7-year-old might be having bad dreams, or maybe she feels being awake is the only time she has had any control over her life. Did your egg donor leave during the night maybe? Either way, insomnia is a bitch, and I sympathize with both of you. Will she quietly draw or watch videos during the night while you sleep? Does she have a nightlife and white noise? Or does she have a nightlight and white noise? OP responds, yeah, 7-year-old woke up on Christmas Eve to our mom being gone. To be honest, she seemed kind of unfazed about it because she's not even remotely close to my mom. She slept in my room for like 4 months, but obviously it has affected her. I think she is probably worried that I will leave, so she's trying to stay awake to make sure that I'm still there. I tell her all the time I'm not going anywhere, etc., but she just freaks out about bedtime every single evening. Even if I keep her in the living room with me and hope she will fall asleep without any pressure, she stays awake way too late considering she has school in the morning, and she still cries and says she just wants it to be morning already. The 4 kids are all in the same room and there is a night light in there, but the 13-year-old turns it off because she can't sleep with any light. 7-year-old has never said she needed a light, to be honest. She slept fine in the dark before all of this.
First off, 16-year-old, was it?
Yeah. Or no, 13-year-old for that one.
13-year-old needs to suck it up and get an eye mask.
Yeah.
No offense, that's just... Listen, man, I get it. There are people out there that can't sleep with even, like, a slight light on. But at 7, whether you know it or not, anything can comfort you, and you still wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
To an extent. That's why we rely on your body to show us what's going on. That's why we rely on... whatchamacallit? We rely on your body more to express what's going on rather than what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, I'm looking back at my past, and I can see that I did not explain things well at all when it came to some stuff. So in this case, the best I can say is, get your damn 13-year-old an eye mask.
I suppose. As for the 7-year-old, I would say, yeah, we definitely... I pretty much have said it before, you just got to do more. I'll look more into that. As for the rest of them, it seems like the rest of them still have their own issues. Obviously, the 16-year-old's being a little bitch about all of this, but, at least it seems like the brother is the one that's being able to, like, keep them in check, so that's good. So once again, we do have another update. This is update number 3. This is from April 4th of 2024. So, yeah. Back with another update for those who asked. I can't believe it's been over 3 months now. We applied for kinship and have had the provisional approval and the home inspection and some interviews. We've got a couple more things to do / still going on, and then we should be good. We got our first payment, which has been so good and really made me feel much more optimistic about everything because we will be able to actually do something other than just survive. The caseworker pretty much told me that they don't want to have to find placements for this many kids, so us keeping them is their much preferred option, which is reassuring. My mom hasn't contacted me for a while. We thought she might show up on Easter because holidays are usually her time to cry about how much she misses our dad. What a fucking loser. And that's not part of the story, that's me just saying that. And she usually prefers to and she usually prefers to ruin everyone's day with that, but she didn't come, thank God. Our Nan is still at her auntie's because she can't stand to be around us, apparently, because me trying to feed them good food and not let the 7-year-old disappear for hours on bicycles with kids 3+ years older than her is just me thinking I'm better than my Nan. A lot of people... Yeah, a lot of people said to try co-sleeping with 7-year-olds, so I've started doing that. It's helping a bit, and she actually will lay down, so that's a win, but she still cries a lot and tries to get up.
Called it.
Yeah. She also does have a death grip on me, so I kind of accepted that I have to go to bed when she does. It's not the worst thing ever because I have been looking things up and read online whilst I lay with her when she eventually calms down. So at least you can watch videos while she's falling asleep.
Or read a book, anything really.
Yeah, I've ordered melatonin to try. Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Maybe don't do melatonin or
No,
not melatonin, melanin.
That does.
Or not
Melanin?
not melanin, melatonin. Melanin is what I have in my skin.
Yeah, melatonin has been known to cause depression in younger people. Do not, for the love of God, do not start that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the best idea.
Like, as someone who tried that, it did not help me at all. It made me sleepy, but my God, it's not good for the kid's mental health.
Yeah.
There are other options. Chamomile tea, that worked great when I was a kid. Scented stuff, lavender, maybe a perfume she loves, even a object that might hold a significant value to her.
Mm-hmm.
Or even just reading to her out loud before bed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've ordered melatonin to try. I share a room with 16-year-old and she doesn't want 7-year-old in there. Well, fuck you. That's your... How about you shut the fuck up and fucking... shut the fuck up and before you get smacked the fuck up. I'm saying that as far as the song lyric. Don't actually smack them, please. And she does...
sorry, but for these I don't know if it's because I behaved myself as a teenager for the most part, but my God, in this situation, you don't have a choice.
No,
You'll get your own room as you get older, but for now, just suck it up.
Suck it up.
Wear a face mask, wear headphones, set your alarm. Deal with it.
And she doesn't want 7-year-old in there, but it's kind of tough. I can't do anything about it until we can move house, which isn't going to be anytime soon. It's not the most peaceful night. Oh, sorry. It's not the most peaceful night with her in there because she kicks me and wakes me up at random times trying to chat or crying, but we are getting some sleep. She slept in my single bed with me from 4 months old until she was like 2. I clearly knew nothing about safe sleep, but my mom said that she sold the crib trying to annoy my dad, so she actually had nowhere else to sleep. Wow.
Oh my God.
And I haven't told her that because I don't want to tell her mom didn't care that she didn't have a bed, but she seems to remember because she said we used to have sleepovers in your bed a lot, didn't we? Also, I got 16-year-old earplugs and told her she can sleep in the 7-year-old's bed in the other room if she prefers. Bitch.
I'm sorry.
Nah.
I'm sorry, but that's a great, whether you realize it or not, that's a great punishment.
Yeah, it's like, here's some earplugs, go sleep in the race car bed.
Here's the thing, punishments don't have to be all negative. In this case, is more of a solution than a punishment, but the way she's acting right now, it's probably going to be a punishment for her. And you know what? Great. You're going to look back on this when you're an adult and think, damn, I was a fucking bitch.
Yeah. I do my best to try to soothe 7-year-old in general. She had one of her crying breakdowns last week and said she didn't feel safe or happy. Then she said she wished I was her real mom. I told her that I am her real mom because I've looked after her whole life and I won't leave her. She seemed a bit happier since then. I'm going to get a photo of us for her so she can have in her little purse she carries everywhere. She's pretty sentimental, so she will like that. Yesterday she asked me if me and my brother are married. Well, obviously I said no, and she said, I just feel like you're my mom and dad, which that's a really good thing.
Real quick, with that being said, you're going to want to address something with that 7-year-old. And I mean this in the nicest way possible. Teach her that family it does not matter if you're related to want to have someone as a parental figure. As long as you trust them and they've proven that they're worthy of being that parental figure, that sibling figure, that uncle figure.
It seems
If
like,
they earned it, then they deserve it.
I mean, it
As
seems like she already feels that way.
yes, and I'm more or less saying that to prevent some sort of crisis down the line, where she understands and come to a realization that her mom doesn't love her. I'm trying to say this as a realization down the line, so she understands that one day when she wakes up and realizes, damn, my mom left us because she hated us, because she wanted to live her own life. She shouldn't just be thinking about that. She should also be able to think, but my sister stepped up, my sister took over that role, and you know what? She's a better mom than she'll ever be.
Yeah.
As for the married situation, please lay down the incest thing. Please let her
She
know.
already, yeah, she already said no. She already said no.
Okay, reinforce that.
Yeah.
Just reinforce that.
I hope that's a good thing, even if it's a little weird. She's definitely bonding with him, too. She always wants me to carry her around, and when I say no and because I'm busy, he offers to do it, and she lets him now. She used to ignore him. Seeing her snuggle into his neck and actually relax is the cutest thing. It makes my heart happy because I remember wishing I had a dad who would hold me, and I'm so glad that she's getting all the love. Me and my brother have had a few disagreements over discipline. He is pretty strict, and usually that's a good thing because they need it, to be honest, but sometimes I find it a bit much. Biggest disagreement was when he smacked a 9-year-old and I lost my shit. Okay, that's a bit too much.
Yeah.
We grew up with a lot
There
worse.
are so many ways you can go about discipline that do not involve physical altercations.
Yeah.
There are many ways you can deal with deal with punishments, but it should never turn to being physical with the kid.
Yeah.
I do not care how old they are. I do not care how young they are. That is teaching them that they did something wrong, so they should expect a negative result that will hurt them. Instead, send them to the step. Take away screen time. Take away dessert. Mm-hmm. Do not send them to their room constantly, because then that will become a safe haven for them, or a bad place. And you want the room to be their place and not their thinking room to think of what they've done wrong, to go there to get away because they're being locked away from everyone else as a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't hit your damn kid.
Yeah. We grew up with a lot worse, and not gonna lie, I have smacked them before, but I don't want to be doing that anymore. Bro thinks there's nothing wrong with one smack on the bum. I would just rather we just don't go there. He said he won't do it again, and I don't think he will. He wasn't angry when he did it, so I'm not really concerned about it, and he apologized to a 9-year-old. We're still trying to figure out discipline. Our dad used an electric cord as a whip, so one smack on the bum is practically gentle parent. Jesus Christ. All right. I have read enough to know.
I see why you think adult parenting, but please understand the smallest things can leave a mark.
Yeah. I have read enough to know that we don't want to be doing any physical disciplining, though. Good. But also, fuck. Damn.
Your dad and your mother can go take a cruise and hope it sinks.
That is both like...
That was a bit much. That was a bit much.
That was not a bit much. I was going to say that was the widest thing you said. That is something your mom would say.
Parents certainly act like the widest thing I've seen.
That is something your mom would say.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, worst thing I've had to do was give the youngest 2 suppositories. Fuck. My sister gave me money to take them to the GP because I was worried about them and couldn't find any for free and didn't want to wait for the kinship. Turns out they are both malnourished, underweight, and constipated as fuck, and they've missed some vaccines. For the constipation, we tried medicine and more fiber and more water, but no bueno, so it had to be the suppositories because the doctor said it was verging on severe. I tried to explain to them and make the whole thing easy, but it turned into quite the drama. 9-year-old was easier, but it still took me a while. 7-year-old wasn't possible, and everyone got too stressed on day 1, so we left it. and she was still not complying on day 2. So my brother had to get involved and pretty much had to hold her down because I called the doctor and she said that either we do it or I take her in and they do it. So we had no choice really, but I still feel horrible about it. I'm obsessed with what they are eating now because I do not want anyone going through that again, but I will say they are doing a lot better since. They aren't getting tummy aches and they aren't so grouchy, and it has helped 7-year-old with her sleep for sure.
That's good.
We are getting the other 3 to the doctor next week. We will do telehealth after, but I want them to see someone in person for their first appointment. And that's the next thing on the list. Dentist. We have looked at therapy and should be getting telehealth sessions soon. So far, all 3 teenagers have said that they aren't doing therapy, but I will try to make them at least try it. You should make them at least try it. 16-year-old is still difficult. She took my ID and she's going out whenever she liked, but my brother grounded her.
Excuse me.
First of all. But my brother grounded her and she actually listened and is not trying to sneak out. Wow, she is just not even empathetic.
She's the one that's under brother's care, right? Because I think she should stay under brother's care.
Yeah, because it seems like she's only listening to the brother. Here's the thing. The 7-year-old's being difficult, but it's like, it's a 7-year-old. The 16-year-old is like, okay, buddy, you need to like calm the fuck down because this situation's already a lot.
Yeah, the 7-year-old's dealing with, the youngest, with 8 and 7, feel like they're dealing with heavy abandonment issues. The preteens and the teenager, one teenager feels like they're going on a fucking roller coaster of emotions. Just, I will do what I want when I want to because it's my control.
Mm-hmm.
Which, great, let her have a little bit of control. But for fuck's sake, my God, you do not take someone's idea and leave the house like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to the bar. The fucking... Put her on family house arrest.
We might as well.
Get a fucking Apple AirTag or something. This girl has crossed so many lines.
Yeah.
Or person.
It's a girl.
Okay, fine. This girl has crossed so many lines at this point where she needs to, A, see therapy, whether she likes it or not. Guess what? With the way you're behaving right now, you're already being self-destructive. Yeah. Slowly, you are going to go down that path until there is literally no return, and you reach adulthood thinking, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
And this honestly may just be another bad reaction to the sudden change in rules and authority.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
The other 3 are doing okay. No big issues with them, to be honest. They're adapting pretty well, I think. I try to talk to them all about everything when I can, and they all seem to understand what's going on and trust that we won't be going anywhere. And we just need them to cooperate with us so we can get through. My little brother, Jay, 12, is obsessed with older bro. I used to have an issue with Jay going out every evening for hours and was so stressed about trying to keep him home and safe, but Matt being here has basically eliminated the issue. Jay just wants to be around him all the time, and Matt has somehow got this kid thinking doing homework with him is the best thing ever. That is honestly good. That's a plus. Great. That's great.
Can we do that for the 17-year-old?
Can we do that for the it's 16. Can we do that for the 16-year-old?
What if they send her to the sister for a bit? Would that work?
I don't know, man. We don't even know much about the sister.
At this point, if the fucking male figure is doing so well with the little boy, then maybe the girl would do better with the older girl.
Yeah. Sorry this is so long again. I don't know how long I will be able to keep doing these updates, but for now, everyone is so incredibly helpful that I will carry on posting because I always need more advice. The advice and support from everyone in the comments and PM has been amazing and has actually helped change our day-to-day life for the better. So thank you so much, internet strangers. So that's the end of that update. And needless to say, there are some setbacks here. Not setbacks. There are some crappy things, but otherwise seems like as if there's mostly positive things going on here.
They're building a good thing from the broken pieces of the last thing. So I'd say it's a crappy situation. She finally is having a good outlook on this.
Mm-hmm.
She's seeing the blocks that she can rebuild from this.
Yeah.
And doing so, I think she's also helping her sisters and brothers.
Mm-hmm. So we have another update. This one was from April 14th of 2024. This one actually has a title, which is Feeling Like Shit, Parenting is Kind of Hell Right Now.
Yeah.
My previous posts explain everything, but short version is our mom left right before Xmas, and now I'm looking after all my five younger siblings. 16-year-old has been a pain in the ass the whole time, so unhelpful, permanently grumpy, and arguing about everything and winding up the younger ones just to be annoying. Basically making my life harder every chance she gets. She got her phone confiscated today because she was videoing our little sister having an emotional meltdown. Fuck that bitch. And laughing at her. Later on, whilst I was putting the phone away, I saw a message from my mom pop up saying some horrible shit. My mom hasn't messaged me in weeks, and the 16-year-old hasn't mentioned messaging her at all, so I was like, what the fuck? Took me a few attempts...
Well, that's why she's acting like a bitch.
Yeah. Took me a few attempts to get into her phone, but I got in and saw so many messages, mostly her begging our mom to come home and our mom either ignoring her or telling her to come to the city she's in. 16-year-old sent her so many messages saying our younger siblings need her, and our mom replied with saying, I think I know who raised them better, so she's leaving me to it, since I don't want her here. Our most recent one was the 16-year-old asking her why she doesn't care about us, and her mom basically saying she has better thing to do than sit here and listen to us all tell her everything she was doing wrong all the time. Okay, fuck the mom, but I think we already knew that. I knew she was having a hard time, but reading her messages to our mom has broken me, and I just want to stop her hurting so much. She basically hates me right now, so comforting her is very hard because she will not open up even a bit, and whenever I speak to her about it, she acts like she doesn't care. I don't know what to do or say to her. Meanwhile, my older sister just calls me periodically to tell me she wishes she could help, but she can't because of a list of reasons, including but not limited to her not being able to face being around our youngest sister because her parents said that she was her replacement, and older sis can't get over it, which is like, okay, but baby sis just turned 7 and big sis is almost 25. Get over yourself, 25-year-old. So at some point, she needs to try to get past that and realize it's not the little one's fault. And Big Sis is struggling because she feels like I'm her kid, apparently. And she wanted me to come live with her when I was younger, but I chose to stay here and let mom get away with not parenting. But the alternative is my siblings being neglected and abused like we were. Anyway, for real, I don't have time to be dealing with her emotional issues on top of everyone else's. And she is whining to me like, oh, I had to take time off work because I'm having a really hard time mentally. Which makes me feel so great when I'm working my ass off to feed 5 kids and dealing with a million behavioral issues a day and don't have time to do anything. Before everyone starts shouting therapy, yeah, it's in the works. Trying to get telehealth arranged, but it's taking forever. We can't afford anything else, so that's the best we have right now. Until then, it's good old-fashioned, just get on with it and try not to fuck the kids up any more than they already are.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're starting to see why the 16-year-old is reacting this way, which is just sad.
And it makes sense, because the teenagers are going to be... They're going to think they can deal with this on their own.
Yeah,
and in a sense,
there's
a lot of self-healing that they can do on their own. But there are certain barricades that will, A, take years for them by themselves to move. And therapy, if they're willing to do it, would probably help move those barricades a lot faster.
Yeah. As far as the big sister going on and being all like, oh, it's because they said that she was my replacement. It's like, okay, but also the kid didn't do anything, so get over it.
That I can kind of understand to an extent, but I can't understand it with the other children.
Yeah, like, it just feels so neglectful, honestly. So, I don't know, it's just
What I don't like is the fact that, oh, well, I had this extra shift, I'm taking days off because my mental health. Your 19-year-old sibling is taking care of 5 kids.
Yes.
And also, can I just say how bad that might look on her when she was going through high school or going to the grocery store and she has the 7-year-old with her?
Yeah.
Like, there is so much bullying that can happen because of this. So it's not just the kids that are getting shit on. It's also her with her social life getting shit on because of this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the 19-year-olds she's probably not in high school anymore.
Not anymore, but I'm talking back in the day before she had the help she does now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So before this adult starts sitting on her about her life, take a step back and look at something you could have fixed. But you didn't.
Nope.
Because why? Oh, I can't bear looking at my replacement. You're an adult. You have the time to get yourself therapy. Better yet, you're an adult. You know how else you can heal this? By actively going there,
Yeah.
trying to make a difference. Seeing that your replacement was treated the same way you are.
Yeah. So we have another update. Uh,
Oh, gods.
yeah, this one is from May 20th of 2024. This is the fourth update. The next update, I believe, is the final update. So, yeah. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Another update because my inbox is still flooded and I can't reply to everyone. So, just going to say it all here for you guys and anyone else who wants to know. It's been like 5 months now. Jesus fucking Christ. Firstly, thank you for all the nice messages and offers of help and stuff. I really do appreciate it, and sorry if I haven't replied, but I literally have hundreds of messages, and it's kind of overwhelming for me. I have read most of them, and I'm still trying to reply to more, but it's a big job. Currently, things are going okay. Big things that have happened slash are happening. My older sister, the second oldest, is coming to visit soon. Oh no. Um, the relationship between her and my older brother is kind of strained because of some shit that happened when they were younger, and the three older ones all lived together for a bit after leaving home. Honestly, I think it was just a shit show having three damaged teenagers living together in a new place with no support. I don't have time to be the mediator though, so I just told them if they can't get along, then my sister will need to leave because the kids don't need any more drama, and my brother needs to focus on being a parent. She's coming because she wants to, and she said she won't cause any drama, she just wants to help. We'll see how it goes anyway, but I'm low-key dreading it. Last time I saw this sister was years ago though, so I'm trying not to think that she's going to be the same as she was when she was a teenager. We have started planning to move to WA, don't know where that is. My brother is desperate to get out of our town and not have to worry about our parents showing up. He gets a lot of anxiety about it. He doesn't like me being home without him being there. His job will help him move over there, and he has been set on it for quite a while. We will be able to transfer over there even with the kids being on kinship care, which is basically the only thing I was worried about. But that's confirmed, we will be fine to do it, so now I'm on board with it. Won't be anytime soon, but hopefully at the end of the year we can move. Financially, we are doing pretty good. We have the kinship money, mine and my brother's wages, and my older sisters have been sending money constantly. And my older sisters have been sending money consistently. My brother is good with money and we are able to save some. I was able to buy the kids a small present each to cheer them up on Mother's Day. They have like barely any toys, so the little ones are psyched to have something to play with and have been being feral outdoors way less this week. They have been playing Lego and Barbies like normal children. Um,
That's good.
yeah. 7-year-old sleeps so good when I give her melatonin. I don't do it every night, but when I do it, it's like a mini holiday. Okay, that's a good thing. She sometimes wakes up mad, but I can deal with that when I actually have slept. Other nights when she doesn't have it, I either keep her downstairs and hope she will eventually fall asleep on me or my brother whilst watching TV, or I go through the emotional bedtime routine of her crying and saying that she doesn't want to go to bed whilst I read the same 3 stories until she chills out. She's doing much better at school again. It was pretty bad for a while, obviously because she was permanently exhausted and surviving on literal air only because the kid wouldn't sleep or eat. Right now, 9 and 13-year-olds are doing the telehealth therapy sessions. 7-year-old won't speak to the therapist. She's having indirect help through me. 12-year-old hates it, so my brother is trying to learn techniques to do it with him to help him. 16-year-old refuses, which I was expecting anyway. Tried to force her to do it, and that didn't go well. So again, I just tried to give her indirect help. I've had some one-on-one time with her recently, and she was different in a good way. She lets her guard down when the younger kids aren't there. Like, she can be vulnerable or whatever. She said thank you for looking after us to me on MD, so that's good.
That's good.
Haven't seen any more messages on the 16-year-old's phone from her mom. She has completely stopped messaging any of us. The last thing she said to me was that she doesn't know why I'm turning her kids against her. Kind of hilarious, to be honest, but just proves that she is deep in Delulu land. That's a fun little name. On Mother's Day, 7-year-old went outside 4 times before 8 a.m. to make sure mom isn't coming down the road. Okay, that's terrifying. And she has been crying about her dad. Not sure why exactly. When I ask, she just says she's worried about him. 9-year-old gets annoyed with her and tells her to stop crying because her dad is a bad person. She is also very defensive of me and my brother and tries to police all the other kids and tells them to behave and be nice to us and don't argue, backchat, misbehave. I think she's concerned we will get fed up and leave. Of course, I reassure her we won't. And she doesn't need to tell the others off. It's kind of funny anyways, to be honest, because she's no angel herself. At least there's...
Nah, let her tell off the others.
Yeah, let her do what she has to do, honestly.
Listen, it's one thing be told off by an adult. It's a whole different thing be told off by a kid.
Yeah. Their diet is a lot better. We still have issues every meal of every day, but overall it's better and they are doing well but trying to eat new things. Years of ramen and chicken nuggets has obviously been horrible for our bodies, but they all have at least one fruit or veggie a day and have real dinners. They like pasta bake, so that's the new ramen around here. My brother cooks curry and tries to get them to eat it, but that doesn't go down so well. They like when he makes chicken and potatoes. 7-year-old likes bluey pouches of vanilla custard and would eat those for every meal if I let her. Don't. But also,
Yeah.
Bluey's a good show. Anyways,
Hey, and at least it's food that's going in their mouths.
yeah, so that's a good thing. My oldest sister is still a pain in the ass and wants to talk about her trauma all the time. She just has more time to dwell than I do. I have no time to dwell. I asked her to not message me unless it's positive or helpful. Her replies show me she really is just jealous that I'm giving all my time and energy to the kids, but I really don't have it in me to look after an adult's emotional needs as well.
Right. And you know what? At that point, cut off the loose end, man.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, dude, if she's just constantly doing this, at this point, just kind of just.
And it's disgusting that an adult would have to go seek help from a kid.
Yeah, especially a kid who's
'Cause,
taking
like,
care of a bunch of other ones.
yeah, and you know, I don't mean that in a negative way, but you are still a kid. You are a kid who's being forced to act like an adult, and that sucks.
Yeah. She sees me as her kid and she wants to see me, but she doesn't want to see the younger ones. Like, she asked me to come and visit and leave them with my brother for a few days. I'm not going to leave insecure kids who are permanently stressed that I will leave for good. Imagine how stressed they would be the whole time. She also thinks I am babying them.
Seriously.
Yeah, like, fuck off, dude. But I am just treating them like children.
Hey, could you just leave the traumatized kids behind? They really ruin the mood. Like, I just want to be you and me, girl time, you know?
No.
Fucking hell, shut the hell up.
Exactly. It's
Do,
like,
do you even know what's coming out of your mouth? Do I need to get a tape recorder and play it back to you?
they probably will end up still thinking they're right, so I don't think it would work. Uh, She also thinks I am babying them, but I'm just treating them like children. Mostly it's just annoying that she is like this, but it's also partly upsetting because, to be honest, there is nothing I would love more than for her to meet and love 7-year-old. For me, it would be like my mom meeting my child because my oldest sister raised me when I was really young, and 7-year-old is the only one of the kids I have fully raised, and she was just a tiny baby, and my mom told me she didn't want her. God, this mom is just great.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for baby and the literal baby. Excuse me.
Ugh, God.
Do you want her to start learning how to cook for herself? Because we can teach her how to make a chicken alfredo. You know,
We can make her
make her
learn how
own
to burn your face into
parmesan.
a fucking pan, dude.
No, don't worry. We have an electric stove. You know, she can't actually hurt her. Fucking woman. I hope to the gods and back you don't have children of your own.
God. It's like, on one hand, all of these updates are like a mix of, oh, that's good, and then, oh, damn it, you know?
It just goes to show who she actually needs to cut out of her life. Like, at least her brother is stepping up and realizing, you know what, I'm being a fucking bitch. I need to do something here. And you can actively see that he's not afraid of being in the house. He's afraid of leaving the people he's actually made a bond with alone.
Yeah. Anyway, I am trying not to get caught up with everything with my older sister because I have enough going on with all the kids. My grandma is still at my aunt's house and very unhelpful, but she's not bothering me so much, so that's ideal. She mentioned she wanted my cousin to move in here because he got kicked out by his girlfriend and has nowhere else to live. But fuck that for real. He's a creep and a drug addict, so there's no way that is happening over my dead body.
Jeez.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
the sooner you guys can move, just fucking ditch your family, man.
This 19-year-old has more confidence.
You guys have each other.
This 19-year-old has way more confidence than I ever did as a 19-year-old, but I think that's also because of the fact that they've literally had to step up and become an adult at the age of 19, so...
Not even that, they were brought up as an adult, let's be honest here.
I mean, yeah, like, the fact that she's been taking care of the 7-year-old since they were born, that means that she's been doing that since she was 12, so needless to say, she's been doing this for quite a while. Yeah. Okay, this has taken me 3 days to finish writing, and I have probably forgotten some stuff, but really just wanted to say thank you for the support, and I'm not ignoring my messages, I am just busy and overwhelmed. There are some relevant comments, so do you have any other things to say before we get to those?
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, I mean, there is one more update after this, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, well, one, oh my god, I feel like you already said one more like 5 times ago.
No, there is one more. Final one. So
Okay, well, let's get to it.
it looks like the one-on-one time when you can afford it is the best to do with a 16-year-old. It gives her an opportunity to bond a bit with you as something other than just an authority figure. Is there anywhere your older sister could stay nearby when she visits? An old friend of hers or a current friend of yours? You are both apprehensive about this visit. She clearly cares about you and probably still sees you as the young person you were when she left. Some space might make it a bit easier and less likely to end in drama. There's a community out here who cares for and about you. Reach out if you need any help. All the best. OP then responded, "Thank you. The sister that's coming to visit isn't my oldest sister. She's not the one causing all the drama." Okay, cool. Okay, thank God. I thought it was the oldest sister that was going to be coming to
Yeah,
visit.
but still the one that the brother doesn't like.
I know, but like, which is worse? Actually, I don't know which is worse, to be honest. Never mind.
It
But
can both go downhill because you have a guy who clearly has made a significant bond with a new family that he can call his own,
yeah.
having someone who he probably ended things with in a very toxic way.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can have Miss Drama Queen, I need my cousin, my little sister as a therapist.
Yeah, no. um, it's the second oldest that's coming. There's not really anywhere she can stay. We will see how it goes, but I'm going to be really blunt with her about how things need to be, and her and my brother need to forget their issues. So, yeah. All right. I believe that this is the final update. Holy shit, we have been recording for almost 2 hours. My God.
I'm just going to be with everyone. There has been a package of crackers sitting on my desk. I cannot wait to get this over with so I can eat them.
This is one last update. You got this. We got this. And then we're going to, obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about this, but, you know, but still.
But the crackers.
Lynn, come on. We gotta, who knows, maybe this person is watching this.
They're Ritz crackers, Mary, and you don't understand.
I love Ritz crackers, but also there could be a possibility that this person is watching this, maybe, just maybe. And if they are, well, first of all, well, actually, you know what, might as well take the time. If you are watching this, I don't know if you are. Holy shit, you're doing great. All right,
you really are, crackers aside.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, you have, even the person I am now would not be able to handle a situation like this, and you are handling this the best that you possibly can, in all honesty. You are doing great, and, like, I believe the community has already said this a lot of times, but even I want to say it, like, oh my God, you were honestly an inspiration for being able to just, like, take care of your siblings, and even we're just able to see the type of person you are, and being able of you being able to step up and saying, you know what, I'm going to take care of these kids, you know, and you're doing a great job at it. So keep up the good work, you know.
Seriously.
But yeah, so let's move on to the final update. And this one was posted 9 days later, and it's an update on my sister's visiting.
Oh, God. Fucking hell.
My sister. It's the second oldest here visiting. She's 23. She is here right now and has been here now for a few days. When she first got here, I arranged with her to arrive in the evening after the youngest kids go to bed because I thought it would be a bit much and knew she would be emotional. She was shaking when she arrived, so defo the right call because the little kids would have been freaked out. The first evening, I was like, hell, this is not going to be good because she was a serious wreck and wasn't sure she could stay. But then she slept on it and woke up way better, and she wasn't too emotional, except at meeting the younger siblings, since she hasn't seen them in so many years. Since then, things have been good. Honestly, it's been better than I thought, and I kind of feel bad for dreading it so much. She obviously is different from her teenage self. She's never really been maternal or anything, and in my head, that was a bad thing, but it's actually good because she hangs out with the kids as a sister, not as a third parent figure, which, honestly, I think probably could work to their benefit, if anything, you know?
Yeah, have an adult in their life that maybe is more like an aunt or a step something, you know?
Yeah. 16-year-old is very similar in personality to her, so she has enjoyed having her here and having an adult to talk to who isn't me or Matt.
That is great.
Thank God. Oh my God.
Great. As I said, just send the 16-year-old with her. Mm-hmm. Let the 16-year-old have holiday weekends or something with her.
Yeah. 13-year-old is clingy as fuck recently, and having my sister here means she has clung to her instead of me all the time. 12-year-old is not impressed about having another girl in the house, and she says she stinks of perfume, yeah? What a fucking damn. They're so cool.
Just throw them back at your brother.
9-year-old wants to know why she's here and when she's leaving and if she's going to visit again. When she isn't worrying, she is having fun getting my sister to do different hairstyles for her.
That was my dog again. Sorry.
I know. And 7-year-old only has eyes for me and is totally psyched when all the others are hanging out with the big sis so she can have me to herself. She did ask my sister to let her out of timeout and was best buddies with her for 10 minutes until she got over being annoyed with me. Damn. I've had some time with my sister alone, which has been nice to properly speak with her and to get her opinion on some stuff, and have her clear up some things that happened with my dad. She definitely has a lot of issues still, but she's doing good for herself and is pretty happy and isn't spiraling like our oldest sister. Damn. She pretty much said that oldest sis has a lot of guilt issues for leaving and was expecting me to move in with her at 16, so is struggling a lot that I didn't, and doesn't get how I was able to stay when she couldn't. Pretty sad hearing it, to be honest, and will defo talk to my oldest sister again and try to help her, but I don't want to get sucked into being her therapist. Matt has gone along with her fine too, but they aren't besties, but they seemed like they have put their issues aside and can handle being around each other, which they defo couldn't do a couple years back. I don't exactly know why, but it seems like Matt and the oldest sis had guilt issues and my other sister didn't. She's always been self-centered, but to be honest, it seems like that might be a good thing for her sake. And they had a lot of arguments about what they should and shouldn't be doing when they left. I think essentially middle sis was having too much fun and enjoying her life too much for the other two to handle because they didn't think that she gave a shit about the rest of us. Which she probably didn't, but that's good for her. Which she probably didn't, but that's good for her, I guess. Anyway, she is staying for the week. I think it's overall going pretty well. Other things. My non is still winding me the fuck up all the time. She whines about me daily about wanting my cousin to come and live here, and she threatens to kick us out all the time, even though she told our caseworker we can live here as long as we need. Trying not to waste my energy getting pissed off at her because my patience is running thin as it is, but Jesus fucking Christ, she is so annoying and so eggy? I don't even... Eggy? Which one?
I think
Eggy. Because she's offended that I told her she's a shit parent and grandparent. I mean, you're not wrong. My mom may have found my dad. I only suspect it because she has been messaging me to demand photos of my 12-year-old brother, and chances are that she just wants to show my dad that he looks like him. She only gives a shit about her kids when she's trying to use them to make our dad love her. I told her she can go fuck herself because I'm not sending her any photos. Like, get a fucking grip if you don't already have photos of your own child on your phone. That's a you problem. She's been a bitch to him his entire life anyways.
I'm just gonna say the guys need to fucking move Shane's address before there's another baby.
Oh, yeah.
I feel bad saying that, but Mother of the Gods and back, you guys need it.
Oh, absolutely. If dad leaves soon after you're born while she's still pregnant with you, you're in her bad book for life. 22, me, 16, 12, and 7 were all in bad books before we could even hold our own heads up. And the oldest two are in the bad books for not being quiet about him abusing them and letting it continue so my mom could live her dream of having my dad at home. Jesus. Also should mention my dad has other kids. Oh, God. I don't know how many, I have never met them, but he has mentioned them before, and I thought they may have been made up, but my sister said one of them contacted her ages ago, said they definitely exist. 7-year-old has been calling me mommy. I have mixed feelings about it. I feel bad this little kid has to resort to calling a 20-year-old mess mommy. It has made it feel a little bit more real, like damn, I really am all these kids have at this point. I know my mom would never sort herself out, but deep down, I guess I feel like I am the temporary guardian, and now I fully realize that no one is coming to take over at any point. I knew that, but I don't know if it had clicked until a few days ago of the teeny monster calling me mommy. I'm happy that she has someone that she can call mommy, though. She wouldn't have had that in foster care, so that makes me feel better.
Oh, God. I get the feeling you're going to need some heavy therapy for that.
Oh, absolutely.
If it's only now clicking.
Yeah, I feel like there's a sense of...
if it's only now clicking for you, there's going to be a whole shitload of shit that you're going to realize. It's just...
Yeah.
It's not healthy to have that wave hit you and pretend that everything's okay and deal with it on your own.
There's definitely a sense of disassociation happening here, which is a little terrifying. 9-year-old has been a bit upset about it because I think she wants to call me it as well, but it feels a bit uncomfortable for her. She keeps crying saying she wants me to be her mom too, but I'm not her mom and she doesn't know what to do. Of course, I have told her she can call me what she wants and it won't change the fact that I will look after her and be there for her the same way either way. I'm kind of worried. 7-year-old is going to start calling Matt dad because she is deep in her wanting a dad era and
Oh.
desperate for a dad. Talks about it a lot, asks about having a dad daily, which triggers the other kids who hate her dad. So I don't know if it will go down well if she starts calling bro dad. I feel like it would be weird for her to refer to both of us like that when we were siblings, but I don't want to tell her she can't either. She hasn't done it yet, but I can see her edging towards it.
Maybe talk her into referring to him as an uncle.
I don't know. I mean, I guess technically that's the correct term. But no, actually, no, it isn't because they're all siblings.
Yeah, but in this situation, I guess he's old enough so that could slide.
Yeah, I don't know. Whew. But I, on one hand, I'm like, that sucks. But on the other hand, it's like, I mean, like, honestly.
Great, she's bonded with these people. God, I hope she doesn't say this in public.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably one of the like this is still on like the worry list, but at the same time, I feel like this is very far below everything else.
It's low. It's low on the worry list. It's one of those things you just remind her every now and then.
Yeah. She asked me if I was going to marry Matt so he could be the dad. Oof, okay.
Oh,
And he is
okay,
so good
never
with
mind.
her. I heard him singing to her the other night, so of course she's in love. All right. That's
just notched up a couple.
yeah, that's notched up a couple. Okay, if you guys go in public, make sure that you. I think the main thing is like if you guys go in public, oh God, please just, oof.
I
Anyways,
would seriously consider just talking to her about calling him uncle instead.
yeah,
That's so much better than the alternative.
yeah. With 16-year-old, I have found it easier if Matt does all the tough parenting shit and I act like I'm on her side, kind of. Of course, he knows that I'm not really, but she doesn't want me parenting her, so instead of trying to force it onto her, I'm trying to be more like just like a sibling and he's just the bad guy. It doesn't work out perfectly and I still get pissed off at her, but mostly only when she does something to interfere with me parenting the other four. Like 7-year-old has her Lovey's old muslin clothes she's very attached to, and 16-year-old confiscated one of them and wouldn't give it back, and I had to tell her that you don't confiscate shit and forced her to give it back by threatening to take her phone. But other stuff I leave it to Matt. He is less bothered by the psychological BS with her. He just gets annoyed when I have an attitude with him and she overhears and copies me. Lol. Damn. It's been a lot of trial and error figuring out how to deal with everyone because 13-year-old is my shadow and does not react well to Matt disciplining her and all, but is fine if I do it. And 12-year-old is the one extreme or another. Would tell me to go fuck off, but would cry when Matt tells him off for it. He listens to me better now, but only when I grab him and make him look at me whilst I speak, because he is the master of tuning me out. He cuddles me when no one else is around though, and if Matt disciplines him, he comes to me crying. 9-year-old is a perfect angel until she isn't and decides to have a 30-minute battle with us. She doesn't want to brush her teeth for no actual reason. She kind of reminds me of myself as a kid, trying to keep it all together all the time. But she is safe enough to then let it all out in a meltdown. Mostly she's pretty easy because she's reasonable, but sometimes she does go full demonic and tests our patience. To everyone messaging me saying 7-year-old sounds autistic, she's not. I've discussed it with the doctor and the therapist. She's got anxiety and abandonment issues, which I think everybody pretty much called that, and is very stressed in general, which is why she can't let herself lose control and fall asleep. But she was not like this before my mom left at all. She used to sleep fine. All of them struggle with food because they have been eating ramen their whole lives, but it's harder to get 7-year-old to eat better. The older ones I can explain it a bit better that they need the nutrition and they will try and eat more, but she doesn't give a fuck about nutrition, and she's crazy attached to me because she thinks I will leave, obviously. She has tabs on me constantly, but in theory that should all pass with time and reassurance. Matt has been really good at not being like our parents were with us. He walks a lot when he gets pissed off because he doesn't want to react badly to the kids. He hasn't smacked anyone since our big argument about it, which to be honest is impressive considering how it was for us as kids. He literally has scars from my dad's beatings and my mom has broken multiple bones on a few different kids. Jesus Christ, oh my God. So try not to be physical at all when that's what you're used to is hard, but we are doing it. I'm chilling out a bit right now and letting him actually parent and not intervening all the time. Like a while ago, we were having a terrible night with 7-year-old, and she was still screaming at about 2 a.m. Matt came to get her off of me because I was about to lose it, and as he picked her up, she was flipping out and accidentally headbutted him full in the face. I basically went blind and grabbed her off him so fast because if that was my dad, he would have literally thrown her across the room and she'd be in the hospital. But Matt just sat on the floor silently and held his nose for a while, and I was like, okay, what the fuck? He didn't even seem pissed off. So a couple more situations like that, and now I'm not so crazy in protection mode and feel like I can trust him. Anyways, this is a lot longer than I planned yet again. Can't stop writing when I start, even though these updates can take me days. And that's it.
Holy shit.
On one hand, I feel drained because, like, that was 2 hours. Like, I don't know how much I'm cutting for those of you watching this, but it's been 2 hours for us reading this entire saga, if you will. But my God.
It's getting better.
I mean, yes.
It's getting better, so that's great. I think I got hives from hearing what the parents did.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't really go too in depth on what the parents did, but every so often she does. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay, Jesus Christ. And I'm like, damn, okay, I can see why some of your, like, those siblings left, because, God, that's terrible.
You need to read the whole thing in order to really judge it
Yeah.
properly. But I'm happy I called it with the 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
Overall, like, I'm much more hopeful than when we first started reading. I definitely think things are going to get better, but at the same time, there's still a part of me that, like, worries about the fact that this 20-year-old is having to take care of all these kids alongside another sibling. It seems like they're doing well right now, but at the same time, there's still a part of me that's like, I don't know. I'm still rather afraid for them, because, like, when I see a 20-year-old, I don't think like, oh, that person is like, that's an older person. I look back on them and I think that's a young person. They're still trying to figure stuff out.
That's a teenager, pre-adult. That's not a person who's ready to handle another life. That's a person who needs to finish getting a hold of their life.
Yeah, but, like, they have really stepped the fuck up compared to their parents, because they have done just an amazing job. And not to sleep on the brother, by the way, because, like, the fact that he got headbutted in the face and just kind of sat there like, ow, like, it seems like as if he's also very much trying.
I feel bad, but because I didn't go through the shit they did, but I would never be able to handle myself if that were to happen. I do not react well to physical incidences.
Yeah. I guess overall, the most I can really say about this story, it's not even really a story. It's like I don't know, but the most I can really say about all of this is, well, I just hope that things just keep getting better and better for them, and just over time, slowly, like, things just keep.
From the looks of it, it really is.
Yeah, like I really do think that things are going to keep getting better for them, and I really do hope that they end up moving, because oh my God, I'm terrified if, like, either of the parents try to come back in.
The parents or the cousin.
Yeah, that's gonna be, yeah, or the cousin. Yeah, that would be horrible. But like I said, if OP is somehow watching this, I fucking hats off to you along with your brother, because you guys are doing amazing right now. Like,
keep it up.
Keep it up.
Throughout parenting, you guys obviously know by now that there will be ups and downs.
Yes.
And the downs will suck ass.
Absolutely.
But you are doing so well.
You guys are doing a great job, and I truly hope that things get way better for you. And as of now, the most I can say is, like, you guys are doing amazing, honestly. You guys are doing better than a lot of just, like, older parents out there, You guys are honestly, like, doing a really good job. And so reading all of this, while there's a part of me that's, like, still, like, feels bad for you guys, at the same time, there's also a part of me that's still very confident that you guys are doing a great job in in raising these kids, and like, raising them to be functioning members of society, if you will, in a loving home, which is the most that anyone could really ask for when it comes to living here in this physical world, if you will.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have a lot of editing to do. Can you tell that I'm starting to slur my words?
I've been slurring my... Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat my crackers.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for those of you who watched this video. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. And like I said, if the person who like, if the person, the OP, if you're watching this, keep going, keep going. Everybody here has your back pretty much. You know, obviously, I'm glad that you know this, and I'm glad that everybody seemingly is like congratulating you on like doing such a great job and giving the best advice that they possibly can. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I guess that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and also one more thing, if the OP does hear this, or if someone who knows the story and can go spread the word, this is worth making a GoFundMe for.
Yeah, I would say probably do that.
This is absolutely worth making a GoFundMe because the sooner you guys can move and get those kids more things that they can do for themselves. And also in general, getting the teenagers their own rooms.
Yeah. I feel like
The
yeah.
the easier it will be, I'd like to say. And also, it'll pay itself for therapy, doctor appointments, because in all reality, in person doctor appointments are much better than online.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard, but it's good to have someone physically check you over.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're doing a great job out there, and I hope things get better for you. But I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you again to Lynn for joining me on this just long journey of ups and downs. You know,
Yeah.
it is rather late now, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you to everyone who watched this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I guess that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Maybe we'll see you again sometime soon. And remember, stay safe and sane. Bye.